Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, Kevspec. It's very early in the morning, the sun's just coming up, and we're off to the panel shop to go and get this clear coat sanded and see if we can bring this bad boy up to something amazing. I stuffed the ceramic coat when I applied it about a year ago, not knowing what I was doing, so we're going to wet sand this bad boy and polish the crap out of it. Stay tuned. You. Good morning, welcome back to the channel. Well, we're just off to panel shops. No, I'm not sponsored by this guy yet. Nah. Yeah, so today we're wet sanding the car. This was resprayed, as you probably know, about 2 years ago. And I did the ceramic coat myself. I Kevspec'd it, I rushed it one night and made a bit of a mess of it. It's got lots of dry spots. As you probably know, with ceramic coat, if it's a good product, the only way to get it off is to pretty much sand it off. So I've wanted to flat sand this car anyway. She should come up Mickey Mouse. So we're off to the panel shop. I'll keep you posted. It's going to be a bit of a tutorial, so hope you like. Beautiful day in Melbourne here, cracking day, as you can probably see in the background. Alright, we just arrived at the panel shop. We're going to start prepping the car for this wet sanding today. So the very first thing we do is obviously I've given the car a quick rinse off and a chamois just to get the bulk of the crap off. The car's kept fairly clean anyway. And we're going to start preparing the car for the first stage of wet sanding, which will be 2000 grit sandpaper. So we're just going to go around and mask up all the plastics, door handles, lights, anything where you don't want the edge of the sandpaper to damage or scratch. So that's what we're going to start to do. Alrighty guys, so there she is. Okay, so I'll just give you a walk around before we start. I hope some of this stuff will show up. So if I can just show you what we're looking at, hopefully it's going to show up in the film, but it's really hard to see. But if you look really closely, you'll see this dry, hazy, I don't know if the camera's picking this up or not. The ceramic coat went hazy, and I think you'll probably notice that there is a shit ton of peel in this paint. And that's what we're going to try and fix, peeps, so stay tuned. We'll start prepping her up. Alrighty guys, so the next stage after masking up, we're just going to go around the car. Obviously this was what they call denibbed when it was painted. So basically denibbing is taking off all the high spots in the clear, any little bits of dust, bugs, anything that gets in the paint. The panel shop typically comes along with sandpaper and basically flattens off those things. But as you can see, Mustafa and I are going over the car now and just, yeah, we're picking a lot of basically bits of crap in the paint. So what we do first is we want to go heavy on those bits. So all these little marks on the car, we're going to pick up first with 2000. We're going to flatten them off. That'll be the first stage, basically getting rid of all those little imperfections, runs, high spots in the clear, bugs, whatever may be in the clear coat. Getting those main bits removed, then we can move on to actually blocking the rest of the car, so stay tuned. guys, we're about halfway through this rub down. So first stage, like I said, I went over the car with all the horrible bits, the bits of crap in the clear with 2000 sandpaper. And now we're just going over where I've blocked the roof, the boot and the bonnet. And now we're just going over all the rounder surfaces with 3000 sandpaper. So just give you a bit of an idea of this quarter panel's done. Sort of wipe down where I have done and where I haven't done. Yeah, so I think you can see how I've sanded that top part of the quarter panel there. So I've got to a nice smooth finish. And yeah, so basically we need the whole car to end up that sanded finish. Obviously tell there, hasn't been sanded. Hasn't been sanded, has been sanded. So we want to get the whole car looking pretty much like this, and then we'll polish the fuck out of it. Stay tuned. Alrighty guys, just at the final stages now. So most of the car's been wet sanded and blocked back. I've hit it with 3000. The bonnet needed really good going over because it's got a lot of orange peel in it. You can go if you like, buddy. So yeah, final stages of 3000 wet sanding. I've pretty much just got the bumper bar and the bonnet to do. I've got my sidekick helper here doing the polishing. I don't have the skill to polish this car, I'll be honest. You know, I'm the grunt labour to sand it, so to speak, but I do not have the skill to polish it. So I've got a professional doing it. And I think if you can see by the look of the right-hand side of that bonnet, she's going to come up Mickey Mouse. So stay tuned. So we just got our expert polisher here, Jared. I just want to show you the transformation. So you can see the top edge of the door's been done. You can see the bottom half of the door's dull. Watch it come to life. Now, as I said, guys, I just don't have the expertise. Now, these guys are on a buff all day, every day. I'm pretty happy to say I didn't rub through the paint anywhere. Not one rub through, so pretty successful wet rub for Kevspec. Just look at that thing shine. So this has been rubbed with 3000 wet, and now we're going over it with a very mild cutters / polish. And then the next step is to use a high gloss polish to bring the clear to that glassy look. But I think you can see already what a difference from the 3000 sandpaper to the, what do we want to call it, medium cut. See, yeah, you can see that panel, guys. That's not far off being glass. So, and that's going to get a whole lot better with a final polish. So this has come up Check that out. Right guys, welcome back to the channel. Just following on from the other day when we're at the panel shop, we're just doing the final stages of this paint correction. So you've seen we wet sanded the car the other day with the panel shop with 2000 sandpaper on the bad bits, the bonnet and the roof, and a couple other blemishes. And then the car got fully sanded with 3000 wet and dry sandpaper. Then we cut the car and then we polished the car. And the other day at home, I've also given it a final sort of electric buff polish. I did that off camera, I haven't filmed that. And now we're just doing the final hand polish, and this should bring it up to glass. So stay tuned, I hope you like. Kevspec polishing, you! Alright, final stages now. Just going to give it a quick wax and that'll be it. She's looking pretty nice, I reckon. I'll give you a close-up look in a second. So just a quick final, this is only like a 5-minute spray wax, you just need to blast over it. And it should come up Mickey Mouse. Well, that's the end of the video, guys. Kevspec paint correction. So if you ever wondered why you have to pay so much for something like this to be done, there's approximately 16 hours in this process that I've done, and it's not perfect. Yes, there are some imperfections, I'll be honest. After the 3000 wet and dry sandpaper, we didn't probably go deep enough in the cutting process, so there's some light scratches. And there's still a few swirl marks, but apart from that, it is like glass. It is. I'll give you a look, and I hope you like. This is Kevspec paint correction. So there was 3 or 4 stages: the wet sanding, the cutting after the wet sanding, 2 stages of electric polisher polishing, and then the final stage of hand polishing. And then I just quickly waxed it, as you've seen. So I'll give you a look. So, like I said, glass. This is perfect light. Full sunlight will show up the still slight swirl marks in it. But in this light, very nice. So, what do you think, guys? Would you rather pay someone over $1,000? Probably closer to $2,000 to wet sand and 2-stage cut and polish your car? Or would you have a go at it like I have? Now, it's definitely not beyond the, enthusiast, home handyman type, amateur polisher, car detailer, whatever you want to call yourself. Yes, if I'd done it again, I'd do some things differently, but it's come up very nice. Check that hump. Well, there you go, guys. That's the end of Kevspec's paint correction stage 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, you can have a go yourself. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the video. Stay safe and love yous.